All right, so let's move on to something that we've all watched, and that is the new comedy special from Bo Burnham called Inside. So to start things off, what did you guys think overall of the special?
Yeah, I like Bo Burnham in snippets. I like a lot of his songs, and I very much respect what he did. Like, putting in a year to make this during COVID is really cool. It was very pessimistic comedy. It was very down on yourself, like a lot of white man jokes because he's a white man, and a lot of it was like, but to a point of like, I think it was a bit repetitive. Like, there was a few jokes where I was like, kind of just a twist of the earlier joke, and the songs, like, I in previous specials I've got distinctive songs I can remember, kind of, or like Art is Dead or From the Perspective of God, but in this I can't remember a lot of the songs. And I watched it last night because they all kind of blurred together. I thought the cinematography was oddly
and he's
good.
gone, and he's been disconnected.
Rory is like a blur himself.
Podcast. Ewan, for the podcast,
himself.
Can you edit in Discord sounds so people can understand that he's going disconnected and reconnected?
Well, I would just cut around it, but I guess this one will leave in.
Sorry, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. All good.
Yeah. But yeah, so I thought it looked very good, and I thought it worked well. I did like White Woman's Instagram. Mainly, it felt there was so much effort put into that, like the recreating the shots. It was kind of just another kind of white person joke, and like the world sucks joke, and everything's fake, which I get. He's not necessarily wrong in a lot of things, but I think by the end of it, especially towards the end, I felt like it could have been half an hour shorter, or it just was very, very much of a downer experience. I kind of wanted something that would have been funnier, but overall I still very much liked it, and I really like what he tried to do.
Lachlan, what did you think?
So for me, Bo Burnham, I would actually put Bo Burnham as my favorite comedian. Trying not to be biased and judging and critiquing, I should say, not judging this special. What I like about Bo and what he can do, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be in front of a live audience, or whether it be a film like what was that film that he came out with?
Eighth Grade.
Blank for me. Eighth Grade. It's just literally blank for me as I said it. Eighth Grade. He knows the medium. He knows how to control the medium that he's shooting in. So when it came to his YouTube videos, sure, it's not as high budgeted and effort put into it. It was a recording of a song that he did that was silly, and that's how he got popular. Pushing forward to his specials, he not only used what he knew as comedy, but he added that music side of it, which isn't unique. But I think what was unique, especially for his latest or the previous special on Netflix, Make Happy, was the lighting and the overall presentation of the comedy. So he knows how to control not only the audience, but everything else. Not just like, because obviously a comedian can tell jokes, but he can also tell a story throughout that as well, which Make Happy was obviously a story about him as a creative and his journey on creating songs, and obviously wanting to please an audience while not only wanting, by not being able to please himself without, making please himself the joke, because he can please himself, but he also, anyway, with this special in particular, I really liked what he did because, he was probably signed on to do a special and then the pandemic hit and he was like, well, why not I just make a special like this? And by himself, with a camera that we could all use, with obviously lighting equipment that we can't afford, but he can, he was able to put on a show by himself. And what he did by himself, which obviously we're just going to go off what he said that he actually did it by himself, was really well done. I do agree that some of the songs can kind of blur into the one, but I have only seen it twice in comparison to seeing the previous shows a couple more times. And again, I've only seen it about a week ago. I love Words, and what his previous specials, and Make Happy was one of the really, really good ones that really just, I was like, wow, this guy can do something incredible. White Woman's Instagram is the one that's in my head all the time because it's catchy. And
I think it's the most normie one, right?
It's very high value in terms of production quality because he went through so many different shots, right? Where some of the other ones was just like some lighting effects, where White Woman's Instagram was literally just everything. And again, I think it adds to the story because that was right at the start. We probably had a lot of energy to make this special. And by the end, it starts to become less high quality. It becomes almost like he's getting sick of doing this special. So I really, really enjoyed it. And I would put it at number one of all of his specials so far. Just personally, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought for what it was for the times, a pandemic special, it's the best pandemic special that's ever come out so far. There's been comedians who've made fun of COVID and pandemic, but he didn't make a COVID-19 joke. He made a joke about being stuck at home like everyone else, and he made it relatable. He made it relatable because you FaceTime your mum. You made it relatable by talking about fucking Jeff Bezos and his enormous power. So yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that I don't know if it is my favorite. I think it's really hard to pinpoint down because I really loved Make Happy. And I guess Rory, you said that it's more of like a downer overall as a special, right? And I kind of like that balance that he can make me laugh, but at the end of Make Happy, I was bawling my eyes out for some reason. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. Why? But it was so. It was such a well-crafted, rounded-off thing. Yeah, the comedy, it had me. I was crying, laughing. Of course, it just touches you in a way that is very personal. And I thought that this special was even more that for probably a lot of people that are maybe in a similar socio-economical space as he is, like someone who's able to work from home, who's not like a blue-collar worker who has to go out, right, and maybe lose his job, but they're stuck at home doing what they always just working, right? And for that, I think it just is really relatable that like you are stuck, you want to create something maybe, and you are in this kind of cycle where you spend so much time with yourself that if you don't have a healthy mental state, it can be really damaging. And for him to kind of have this creative outlet that he forces himself to do, like I found it really powerful when he said that making this comedy special is what kept me alive. It's like it's some powerful stuff because he doesn't shy away from getting really fucking personal with his stuff. And then there's some fun bits that he does with white women's Instagram, and I think you can clearly see that that's kind of the marketing thing, the big song to put out to promote it, but then that pulls people in because it's just silly fun, but then he gets deeper with other stuff, and it did drag at the end. I agree with both of you there. I guess Lachlan, you enjoyed that it dragged because it just represented his mental state, him not wanting to do it anymore. I think that it kind of worked well overall. I don't know. To me, Bo Burnham somehow can't do it wrong. He approaches comedy from such an interesting way all the time that I'm just always entertained, or at least I'm emotionally invested. Did you guys have a favorite of all the songs apart from White Woman's Instagram?
I did like his reaction to his reaction. I can't remember the song. I thought the song was fine, but I thought that bit, although it was quite like it's been done before, but I thought he did it very well for it just being him there. I think that would have taken a bit of preparation, and that I thought that was quite funny. But favorite song would probably have to be White Woman's Instagram because it is the one I just remember the most. I'd be lying if I said another song because I'd probably not remember it even that well.
Yeah,
I think for me, Welcome to the Internet is a really fun one.
I agree,
because it's like he is just making the piss joke out of what the internet is, something that made him, and I found that really enjoyable. I think the problematic one, the one where he's like a fitness workout and then the light shows him on a crucifix, and I was like, oh, he's being saucy and he's also being a bit problematic to some people. I think another one I really enjoyed. Oh no, it's the one the one where he's reacting is like the it's the one where he talks about the unpaid intern and he reacts to it and reacts to it and reacts to it. That's the one.
Yeah, that's right. It's like work exploitation. Yeah.
I also really enjoyed the sexting one.
The sexting, the sexting one was really fun
because the sexting one, if it wasn't in this, would literally be a John Mayer song. So yeah, I enjoyed the sexting song. I enjoyed Problematic, and I enjoyed Welcome to the Internet.
Yeah, I also quite liked How the World Works. That was another fun one. He tackles political stuff in a way that is kind of approachable, where he's like really quick at making jokes and then he just brings something up and he goes back. I think if you don't enjoy that type of comedy, then you're not gonna like most of Bo Burnham's stuff, just because he's so quick at kind of code switching his humor. That's the kind of his whole thing. But I loved it. So Rory, do you have a favorite from I guess you said that you really like Art Is Dead and From God's Perspective.
I think those
are great songs.
The two that stick in my mind the most.
Yeah, Art Is Dead is just a good song in general. I think it's like I find myself listening to that song and singing along to it more than just a comedy song. I think it's just a fun song overall. But what do you guys think is next in store for Bo Burnham? Another comedy special, more roles like in Promising Young Woman, or a new film from him? What are you most keen about as well?
I think he's going to be the voice of a generation, and I think that it's exciting to see what he can do in the future. I'm very excited to see where he goes, not only as a writer-director, because usually it's the other way around, Lachlan, not the director-writer, but also to see what else he's in. Like,